ThekarmicDF.
What is up, you guys? This is the Karmic DF from TikTok. I wanted to make a video for you guys, and I've been wanting to make a video for you guys, but I have not had the energy. So I'm going to share to anyone who has been dealing with the purging of the eclipse, where you might be reflecting on past relationships where you were treated wrong, treated poorly. Maybe you're reflecting on your childhood and where you're seeing patterns between where your needs weren't met and how that followed into your relationship. So if that's some stuff that you want to learn more about, understand the psychology behind it, understand why it could be coming up for you, as well as what to do with this information, then I hope you enjoy this quick video just to give you an update, as well as give you what I've learned, so that, again, like I always try to do, is help you learn from what I learned from, so that maybe it'll be easier for you guys than it has been for me. There is a reason I'm the Karmic DF. I know that my soul came here to transmute a lot of karma. So if you are one of those starseeds, which you likely are, or at least highly empathic if you're drawn to my videos, then this may be a very helpful video for you. If you enjoy this, please give it a like. I appreciate it so much. It means so much to me. I've been in the sun for hours. I apologize if I'm talking weird. And I'm just gonna open up my crown, let Source take over, and share what I've learned and what may help you guys as well. Now, without getting too deep into my personal life, because I'm still transmuting this as we speak, what I've been learning is that I have neglected completely my inner child. And I thought that I was getting better at it. And here's the thing, right? When we are learning how to get rid of these layers of improper teachings from our parents or just any form of adults in our lives through the significant years, we have to unravel those things. And sometimes it takes multiple cycles for you to fully comprehend how wrong it was. Even if they meant well, even if they came from a place of love, they were still wrong. They chose not to learn, and so the burden fell on you. During this phase, you may feel a lot of anger, a shit ton of anger, and that's totally normal, because you have to. And as well, I'm so not used to crying, so this one has been new for me as well. You might cry a lot out of nowhere for seemingly no reason. So again, this is a time to be very kind to yourself. Be very mindful that even though your brain is kind of like WTF, your heart and soul know exactly what it is that you need. This video is also timeless, so if you see this like 3 years from now and you're purging old stuff, this will apply to you. It doesn't matter if you just went through an eclipse or not, although that will impact it. So check astrology. If you're going through something, it might be fated for you. So anyway, when this purge session comes, you might be like, you might think you're fine, and then out of nowhere, it's like, oh my God, I cannot believe how Bob treated me back when I was 17 years old. I can't believe I let that stuff slide. And now it's like you're angry about an ex from 10 years ago. Then you're reflecting back on like, oh my God, I realized why I let that happen, because I was never taught how to implement boundaries in order to be able to respect myself in the first place. You are literally unraveling like the fabric of yourself, your makeup up until this point of faulty programming that does not benefit you or your life, because as a society we have to elevate. Like, it's time. We need to stop making excuses. When I see people, and I might trigger some people by making this video alone, but I've learned to accept my place in society. We need to stop playing the victim. And this is coming from someone who was a grade A. Oh my God, I was the queen of a victim mentality. I could do absolutely no wrong. And listen, I was coming from a place of trauma, a lot of pain that I had to keep secret to myself out of saving myself. And so I had a lot of anger towards the outside world. But in reality, the only person you have control over is yourself. And we're getting into this place and time where we have to realize that the only reason that we're not happy is because we refuse to look at the things that made us unhappy in the first place. We are in a sick society that tells us to push our emotions down. We wonder why we're quote unquote broken. It's because we've been taught that crying is something that is weak, yet we have tear ducts in order to cry. I mean, we are so far off from who we are meant to be, and I won't go on a tangent about that because it'll get me angry. But we think we're crazy because our intuition's telling us how to get back home to ourselves. And in order to do that, we have to be vulnerable. We have to be afraid. We have to be sad. We have to be angry. We have to be all of those negative emotions that society has told us is incorrect, right? And so then we go, we're broken, we're wrong, what's wrong with us? And it's literally because, and this is where you can take it to psychology, any therapist will agree with me on this one, you've bottled up decades of pent up anger, sadness, so forth. Where the hell do we think that went? It went inside of our body. It became a disease. It became anxiety. It became depression. It became however we allowed it to manifest. Maybe we worked too hard to avoid it. Maybe we exercised too much to avoid it. Maybe we watched too much TV. Maybe we're never really in our body. Maybe we're dissociating too much. And we don't realize that because that's normal for society, and that benefits society because the more you use other things to avoid what's going on inside, the more money you help them make. And I'm not going to get on this tangent, but you have to see how everything connects so that you can understand that you're not crazy. You're in a system that benefits from you not taking care of yourself. Because just real quick, think about it. Dim to fit in. You have to look a certain way. The people that are mainstream to look at, they got all this work done, which again, no disrespect to anybody who truly wants that. But first ask yourself why that is. Because I used to want to get my lips done because people used to make fun of me because I didn't have any lips. And then I realized it was because people made fun of me. I find myself to be actually very beautiful. But that took me a lot of work. I thought I was hideous because society pushes it. Because the people around us push it. Because we all feel insecure. There's all of us, every single one of us. There's not a single person, including myself, single person that will watch this video or won't watch this video that doesn't have something inside that they are ashamed of, and so they project out instead of looking at it. I'm still working on it. We all are. So the sooner that we can admit to ourselves that it's okay to be human and not perfect is the sooner that we can release all this trapped up crap and then actually live a happy life and stop being angry at those around us that more often than not just project that they have a happy life. But the ones that truly are happy, instead of being angry at them, being happy for them, using them as inspiration to follow what it is that they're doing. What work do we need to do, and what are we avoiding? Again, with this victim mentality, it is not to call anybody out because I was the one champion of it, and I did it for like most of my 20s. But I had to get to a place where I was sick and tired of being sick and tired. And if that is you, then I want to end it with this. You found my page likely because you're uncomfortable, unhappy, something just doesn't sit right with you, and you're sick and tired of being sick and tired. Now, whether that's a relationship, a way of life, your inner critic talking mean shit to you, career, whatever it is, I want you to ask yourself and be real here. I know for a fact, because speaking from experience and from every client I've ever read and to be determined everybody else, you are going to be uncomfortable no matter what, right? And it comes down to like being afraid of change, being afraid of making the wrong choice. But like, if your heart and soul is miserable in the place that you are currently in, there is a reason. And you will always be miserable in that place unless, I don't know, there's solid communication that happens. Maybe you're not speaking your truth and you need to. But more often than not, it's because your soul is yearning for something else. So at the end of the day, regardless of the path that you choose, you are going to be uncomfortable. You are going to be sad. You are going to be angry. You are going to feel all the negative spectrums of emotion, which is just part of the human experience to begin with. There can't be darkness without light. You can't enjoy life without the tough stuff to make you really appreciate those moments. How many times have we been through a death and then you come out of that death and you're like, God, I really should appreciate my time with my family more, my time with my, you know what I mean? So the point of all of this is you're gonna be uncomfortable. no matter what you do. No matter what you do, there's going to be people out to get you no matter what you do. There's going to be change from the moment you're born till the moment you die. It is unavoidable. So my question for you is, do you want to be uncomfortable in complacency, monotony, things that don't make you happy, things you know for a fact don't inspire you? Or would you rather take a chance on your life for the benefit of yourself and trust that maybe, just maybe, this world has more to offer than what your logical brain can decipher? That your brain, scientifically, is the accumulation of everything it's known up until this point. And maybe, just maybe, your brain doesn't know it all, but your heart and soul does. And there is a reason it is calling you to do things and make choices that are outside of the box that you have contained yourself in. And the moment you decide to say enough is enough, I choose me no matter how freaking uncomfortable it is. I don't know what this is going to bring me, but as long as I follow my heart, it's got to be right? Because why the hell else are we here? Nothing? We're just a fucking experiment in a petri dish? No, absolutely not. And hold on to your faith while you do it. But ask yourself, honestly, can you spend another 10 years doing what you're doing right now? 20 years, 30 years? Honestly. And if the answer is no, I'd be miserable, then just fucking make the choice to change. It's gonna be uncomfortable. It's gonna shake up your world. It's gonna shake up other people's worlds. But I promise you, at the end of it is your joy, your peace, your satisfaction. You may have less friends. You may have less family. You may not have a relationship for a while because you may realize that you need to be picky because you deserved better to begin with. It's gonna be uncomfortable. It's gonna be rocky. But if you follow your heart and you listen to all of this instead of all of that, you'll come home to yourself. And isn't that the goal? To be happy with yourself, to find joy and peace in your everyday experience instead of chasing some pipe dream that may or may not ever come. Because hell, what's the worst that can happen, right? At the end of the day, everything can be taken away from us. Everything can be taken away from us. We could wake up tomorrow and it'll all be gone. Did you live life to the fullest? Because there is not a single person on their deathbed that goes, I wish I got that Mercedes. I wish I stuck on my ego and pride stronger. I wish I didn't tell my emotions to those people. I wish I didn't speak from a place of love. That never happens, because as a human, it is who we are. We know that when we come into this life, and we lose it because of programming of others. And it's up to you to change that, or else you'll be like everybody else. And you'll realize it on your deathbed too. And I personally don't want that. So I'm willing to do the work. And I hope that you guys are willing to do it too. Because I promise you, even in the thick of this mess, the thick of this, I don't know where I'm headed, but I know it's better than where I've been. I feel better now than I did back then. Than I did 6 months ago. I've cried a lot. I felt a lot of pain. But at the end of the day, I know me in a way that I've never known me before. I have my back in a way that no one has ever had my back, though I have pleaded, though I have given and given myself so much to other people so that they could accept me, when instead I could have just accepted myself. And you should do the same, because you deserve to feel that freedom too. So I'm going to leave it at that. If you guys like this video, please leave a like. I might be talking kind of crazy because, again, the sun. But I let channel come in, so that was probably more of channel than me. I'll make sure both, whatever. But again, please subscribe if you enjoy these so that I know what it is that you guys want moving forward. I'm still going to do pop culture readings because I love looking into people and their dynamics, all with respect. But again, if you're going through childhood healing, if you're going through like almost like what I'm seeing is like a library of books with like names of dudes. So like if you dated whatever, just make it apply. But it's just like, if you're going through the past and you're looking at things and you're like, how could I have done this to myself? Or why did I accept this? Or just allow those feelings to flow, because at the end of allowing those feelings to flow, you will come home to yourself. I love you guys. Believe in yourself. Stop letting this run your life all the time and start following this. And promise you, you will find yourself and you'll find exactly what's meant for you. I love you guys. See you next time. Bye.